Hi, I'm Cindy Thomas, and I'm happy to be with you today. I'm the volunteer assistant for the Cholangiocarcinoma Foundation, and I have the best job in the world. I love my job because of the extraordinary people that make up the volunteer program. One of my favorite parts of my job is to share the power of volunteers. CCF volunteers have had quite an impact. This slide touches only on a very, very few highlights of the power within the volunteer program. In 2019, CCF volunteers gave an amazing 5,500 hours of volunteer service. These hours were reported by 48 volunteers. In April 2019, the independent sector estimated the value of one volunteer hour to be $25.43. Which means CCF volunteers donated in valued wages the equivalent of $139,992 for their contributions. That deserves a round of applause. 50 members make up the CholangioConnect program. The support mentors give to patients and caregivers is priceless. With 310 mentee-mentor relationships and counting created around the world since its inception in 2017, these volunteers create a network of support, friendship, family, and hope. Patty Maxson, the CholangioConnect program manager, will follow this presentation with much more regarding the program and the power and the influence that these volunteers have in others' lives. A portion of CCF fundraising volunteers include runners, walkers, and hikers. And this year, dancers, skateboarders, basketball players, and even dog walkers, as we've introduced Moving for the Cure, our July fundraising event. But in 2019, Team CCF consisted of 52 members who participated in more than 4 marathons, hikes, 5K and fun runs, and last year alone raised over $126,000. 30 volunteer research advocates meet regularly to stay current on the latest research and clinical trials and are constantly trained in how to teach patients to self-advocate. Unfortunately, there's no quantitative value or estimated dollar contribution for an advocate who shares a Mutations Matter video to teach newly diagnosed patients the importance of biomarkers in their care, and how that's an absolutely critical tool necessary to help them advocate for the best clinical trials. We have many other extraordinary volunteers coordinating on-the-ground events like lemonade stands, silent auctions, dinners, golf tournaments, 5Ks, and concerts. These events take hours and hours of planning. The volunteers are passionate about their work, create money for research, and turn anxiety into action and hope for us all. The volunteers are incredible. Many of them, not all, are facing their own cancer journey and still have a desire to give back. It is so inspiring. When asked why they do it, here's often what I hear. We need to find a cure. I was alone and I don't want others to be. The support helped me, so I want to help others. I've lost too many friends to this, and we need a cure. We need money for research. I feel like I've found my tribe. I've been blessed, and now I want to bless others. What exactly do CCF volunteers do? Here's a video to demonstrate just that. Volunteers come in all ages with a host of different skill sets, professions, and interests. You can read about CCF's volunteer opportunities on our website under the Get Involved tab. If you're passionate about something not listed in the posted opportunities, please reach out to us. Your creativity and ideas are welcomed, needed, and drive CCF's mission at every level. Tell us on your volunteer application things you specialize in, enjoy, and care about. Here are stories from 2 volunteers that have done exactly that. Our volunteer story includes combining her love of running and her desire to make a change. She started with 1 race as a team captain in 2018 and went on to organize 16 races to benefit the foundation. The program was so successful that now Team CCF has its own web page and Facebook page with staff dedicated to assist all the Team CCF members in their training, marketing, and fundraising goals. Another volunteer shared the idea of an awareness light bulb in her volunteer meeting and went on to grow the idea with dreams of lighting up a major building in the Chicago skyline during Awareness Month. That was 2 years ago, and in 2020, we had numerous buildings, front porches, and businesses lit green, including Chicago's Wrigley Clock Tower building, the San Francisco City Hall, Boise Zions Bank building, Philadelphia's Liberty Place buildings, the steel stacks in Bethlehem, Pennsylvania, hospitals, bridges, and many others, all lit green last February for the Light It Green for CC campaign. Every effort matters. The power of one social media volunteer who shares and likes CCF content grows our audience by their 500 friends, which in turn spreads the reach of awareness to friends and communities we may have otherwise never reached, and so on, growing our reach exponentially. Personal stories are powerful. CCF volunteers share theirs. They submit videos honoring their loved ones and share why they care about lighting a candle for the cure. They write blogs about caregiver burnout to connect with other caregivers and offer professional resources to lighten the load of another caregiver because they've been there and they know how difficult caregiving can be. They share personal video stories of what it meant to come to the annual conference and how they were overwhelmed with support and didn't feel alone anymore. How do we measure the power of a volunteer who wrote, edited, and submitted a grant that enabled dozens of patients to attend the annual conference on full scholarship? That work is priceless. There are administrative volunteers that edit and proof content, grant writing volunteers, volunteers who seek out and verify resources for our community, including financial aid, pharmaceutical aid, and second opinion assistance. There are so many ways to get involved. When you visit our website under the Get Involved tab, you can currently find 10 volunteer positions and detailed job descriptions for each, including research advocacy, patient advocacy, the Cholangiocarcinoma mentor program, the care team opportunities, as well as fundraising positions, social media influencers, discussion board moderators, and administrative clerk positions, as well as conference volunteers and special event volunteers. CCF is currently accepting volunteer applications for all of these opportunities. Patient mentors are always welcome, and we'll share more about the benefits of that program in a following segment. The social media volunteer team also welcomes volunteers to help write content, share personal stories and videos, and connect with other platform audiences. This team has worked hard to promote the conference itself, build engagement with CCF's largest fundraising campaigns, Campaign for the Cure and Candles for the Cure, and of course spread awareness during February's Awareness Month. Last conference, we had one care team, and the care teams are seeking new team leads and members all across the globe. Here's a short video clip next to introduce their work.
The care team is really in the name. It's cholangiocarcinoma, advocacy, research, and education.
Awareness is the first step to growth. So the more that we can make this footprint of what is cholangiocarcinoma and spread that footprint out larger and larger into the small communities, that's really important.
A lot of the smaller institutions have either never heard of cholangiocarcinoma, or they're not as well versed in the protocols around the disease. So we want to help physicians to be aware of the symptoms to look for and know where to refer patients when they are diagnosed with this rare illness.
There's so much information that can be shared and so much information that can be learned, both from the patient side and from the medical physician side. And so I think we have a tremendous opportunity to spread awareness around the country.
This is a team effort. The team is great. You know, the ideas we've come up with have been a joint effort.
We wanted a group of empowering women to work together to kind of build these teams nationally and hopefully worldwide eventually.
In the past, I've done some fundraising for the foundation, and I look forward to doing fundraising in the future and starting our own care team in the Pacific Northwest.
And the more care teams that we could have, the better it would be, because then we can impact more communities.
We have the resources to back you and to support you and to help you get going. We can do this. We can make a difference for the future of cholangiocarcinoma, for the future patients of cholangiocarcinoma. I just believe with all my heart that these care teams can make a huge difference in the impact of awareness, of research, of education. So I encourage you to reach out there and start your own care team.
There are 3 simple steps to become a volunteer. Number 1 is to complete the online application under the Get Involved tab. 2, to complete a training module that you'll receive after your application is received. And 3, to complete a background check. Once the background check is completed, you're ready to begin volunteering, and you'll be introduced to the program manager appropriate over your specific interests. Once volunteering, you'll be invited to report your monthly hours via a monthly survey that is emailed to you. Why is this important? Well, 1, because we'd like to recognize you for your hard work and your efforts. And 2, because every volunteer hour donated equates to money saved by the foundation and can also potentially be used to earn the foundation additional grant funding. We know that there are more than 48 volunteers who worked for the Cholangiocarcinoma Foundation in 2019. CCF has over 200 volunteers, many of whom are donating their time, but we simply don't have their hours reported. So here's a plug to please complete your monthly surveys. There are incredible benefits to volunteering. To name just a few, studies have shown that regular volunteering with a minimum of an hour a month on at least 2 occasions can reduce stress, depression, hospitalization, and pain and psychological suffering. Volunteer service can also increase longevity, improve your ability to carry out daily activities, increase your coping mechanisms, increase your quality of life, social support, and even self-esteem. I'd like to thank all of our volunteers who have brought the sunshine into the lives of others, including my own. I love sharing the power of volunteers because each one of their stories is absolutely inspiring. Thank you, volunteers, for all you give to the foundation. We could not move this work forward without you. Thank you.